Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's on DisneyPlus.com. It's Thursday, it's time for today's quick Disney Plus news update. So we're going to be talking about Star Wars Celebration, we'll also be talking about Moon Knight and much more. Obviously, with it being Thursday today, we have got some new content. All around the world, we had a new episode of The Dropout, so we had the finale drop today. A fantastic series, really enjoyed this one. If you haven't watched it, please check it out. You'll find it on Disney Plus around the world, and in the US, you'll find it on Hulu. Really can't recommend it. I really enjoyed watching this episode. So that one's completely done. Definitely need to put that one in that same kind of category as like Dope Sick and Only Murders in the Building as being those really great shows that Hulu and Star can kind of give us. So that's the main ones. Also today in the UK we've got a new episode of This Is Us from season 6. But let's jump into some of the other news. If you are attending Star Wars Celebration at the end of next month, good news, they're going to be kicking off the whole event, which is taking place in the Anaheim Center over in Anaheim, just outside of Disneyland. They're going to be having a presentation where we're going to get to see some kind of footage, I believe, of Andor plus The Mandalorian Season 3 and also of Obi-Wan Kenobi. They said that the cast and crew are going to be there for a special opening panel, which I think is definitely a great way of kind of kicking off the show and kind of getting everyone hyped up for all of these new Star Wars series. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if we get to see that released. Either get the trailers released online, but also hopefully they live stream the panel so we can all watch it. Though they have done it in the past where they stream the panel but they don't actually show us the trailers. But I'm sure they're going to want to get us all excited for these new Star Wars series, because it's literally that same weekend the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi are dropping. So it's all going to be about Star Wars that week with the 45th anniversary of the original release, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Star Wars Celebration. Lots of stuff to be excited for. I wouldn't expect to see much more about anything else regarding Star Wars really before then. They're going to want to hold on to that news to kind of get that news out there. We'll probably just be focused right now on the Obi-Wan Kenobi series and continuing to build for that one. But yeah, so it's nice to see they're having a big panel, and hopefully we'll find out a little bit more about these series. Hopefully some release dates or something like that. If they're not going to do it at Star Wars Celebration, when else wouldn't they do it? Also, we have got a little bit of an update if you are over at Disney's California Adventure theme park, because yesterday Mr. Knight turned up. So he was at the Avengers campus. Last week we saw Moon Knight there, so they're probably going to do the same thing they did with Loki, where they kind of change in and out, and so you can kind of meet up with guests. At the minute you can't really have your pictures and stuff taken with them because they've still got some of the COVID restrictions in place. They're set to end later this month, so hopefully at that point then people can start having some photographs done. But I love it when Disney do this and kind of get promotions in, and it's something they can do on the West Coast. They can't do it at Walt Disney World because of the rights with Marvel. It's a little bit more tricky, but they can do it over in California. Especially, I can't wait to see this new area when I finally get to go there later this year. But yeah, so that's pretty cool if you are at the Disney California Adventure. Moving on from there, let's now talk about a brand new Hulu original film which is going to be coming out on April the 29th. So it's called Crush, and we've got to see the first trailer for it. We do currently know that this one is going to be coming on the same day to Disney Plus in Canada. We don't yet know if it's been confirmed for the UK and Australia. I suspect it will probably end up coming if it's going to Canada, but also they've previously released Sex Appeal, which was made by the same company. So this one is kind of a romantic comedy set in high school and stuff between 3 girls. And I'm going to be honest, it just looks really interesting and nice kind of twist on the normal tale. So this one looks pretty good. As I said, so that'll be coming to Hulu and on Disney Plus in the US on the 29th of April. So as you can see with the trailer here, but that one looks pretty cool. Shifting gears now onto Summer of Soul. If you have checked it out recently, either on Disney Plus or on Hulu, you're not alone, because there's been a massive boost in viewership since it won an Oscar and a Grammy in the last week. Plus also there was the whole incident regarding Will Smith and Chris Rock, because Chris Rock was actually doing the presentation for that category. So that was basically right after the incident. He then named Summer of Soul as the winner of the Oscar. So that's definitely kind of how all of that connects, and it's just had a huge boost. Not a huge surprise, I think. Anytime anybody, when big things win awards, people are going to want to check it out. I expect the same thing's probably happening with Coda on Apple TV Plus. But yeah, so if you haven't already done so, check it out. It's available on Disney Plus around the world. You can also find it on Hulu in the US. And yeah, so that's pretty much the news. Not a huge amount today, but let's jump into some of the comments and also onto our poll. So yesterday I asked you if you're interested in having more ESPN content on Disney Plus. And it's kind of interesting with the results because it was around 63% of people said that they would like to see more ESPN content on Disney Plus, while 37% of you said no. And in our comment of the day, Soda Boy went on to say, always felt that Disney should take the sports shows from ESPN Plus and put them on Disney Plus. Glad they're doing it. Hopefully they put all the 30 for 30 documentaries on there. Now this is something we've already seen kind of happening internationally with putting more of those 30 for 30 documentaries on Disney Plus, and they've been sort of slowly doing it in the US. It's a little bit different there, obviously with ESPN Plus, but there's Tom Brady's special that they put on earlier this week. I don't really have a major problem with them putting the sports content on there. It makes much more sense. It's also establishing that Disney Plus does have some sports stuff. So maybe when they do kind of eventually merge stuff together, people will be more familiar with the idea that there is actually going to be some sports stuff on there. They've kind of got to be careful really with the US because obviously they want people to subscribe to Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. Internationally is less of an issue, but even internationally we've still got like the ESPN player, right, for example, right here through Europe. So there's the stuff with sports. I personally don't really like the idea of Disney Plus getting too much sports if it pushes up the prices, but only really recently this past week other streaming services are spending a fortune buying rights to sports shows to put onto their networks. For example, Peacock's just done a deal. We've also seen Apple TV do stuff. Amazon's got it. So all the big streamers are all getting hold of some sports, and I suspect at some point Disney Plus will get into it. For example, in Indonesia, they get live sport, and they've got like the WWE Network and other stuff. In India, at Disney Plus Hotstar, they're getting loads of stuff. The cricket is a massive one for bringing in audiences. So if we don't be seeing more of this in the future, I don't know, but I definitely feel like ESPN content's definitely not a bad thing to have on there, especially if it's already been created, though I kind of get why people are a little bit against it. But let me know what you think of all of this in the comments below. Go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow and subscribe, and I shall see you guys in another video. Laters. Thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow and subscribe. Also a huge thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and also on our YouTube channel memberships. And I shall see you guys in another video. Laters.